Good evening, Marlin Nation. Thanks for joining us tonight for our second Facebook Live edition of Ask Me Anything with Dr. Scott Miller, President of Virginia Wesleyan University. I am Jason Seward, Assistant Vice President for Student Affairs and also an alum of Virginia Wesleyan, graduate of the class of 2005. Spring has sprung here on campus. Campus is busy. Birdsong Field right now, our men's lacrosse team is playing. We've got auditions for the Legally Blonde spring production here in the Susan S. Goode Fine and Performing Arts Center. What better time to sit down with Dr. Miller than right now? Dr. Miller, good evening, and thank you for being here with us again.
Thank you, Jason.
We are coming to you live from the Watts Gallery here in the Susan S. Goode Fine and Performing Arts Center. And what a facility this is. This is a great way for us to communicate with our Marlin fans, our students, alums, parents, all kinds of supporters. We've received many questions for tonight's event, so if we don't get to yours, we'll be sure to respond via email. If you have a question you didn't get to ask, submit early or ask tonight, please email it to officeofthepresident@vwu.edu and we'll be sure to reply. Let's go ahead and get with it. What do you think?
Terrific.
All
Sounds
right.
Wonderful.
We'll start with a question and answer session with Dr. Miller. Then we'll take a brief pause and we'll come back with a very special panel. As I shared with you before, we are here live in the Watts Gallery of the Susan S. Goode Fine and Performing Arts Center, fresh off the heels of the grand opening and dedication, and what an event that was the other night.
Just a remarkable evening. The who's who list from Hampton Roads here to celebrate the opening of this wonderful facility and to celebrate four great families who've been so supportive of Virginia Wesleyan University. When you talk about what the Goode family has meant to this school, what the Brock family has meant to this school, what the Watts family has meant and the Beverleys, it's just remarkable. And to have their family and friends and strong supporters not only of this university but of the entire Hampton Roads community, it was an amazing evening.
Absolutely top notch. So tell us a little bit about what this facility does for Virginia Wesleyan.
Well, this has been something that's been in the planning stages for over 12 years. And right after I arrived in 2015, a couple of pivotal donors were interested in the project, and naturally Susan Goode, who's been on our board a long time, was the persister. She asked the right questions, she pushed for the right answers, and then she made the lead gift possible that got this project going. And it's taken about 15 months to build the building. It's 23,200 square feet, and already it's being put to use for so many wonderful purposes. And you look at the schedule for the spring, it's amazing.
Absolutely. The spring theater production of Legally Blonde, like I said, is just on the other side of the wall here. We can hear them singing, we can hear them laughing, so they're gearing up for next week when they open.
You know what this also gives us is an iconic academic structure on the front of the campus. Whether you drive past one of the 35,000 cars a day that go past the campus on Wesleyan Drive, or as you come in the main entrance, the first thing that grabs you now is this beautiful fine arts center, and it's so appropriate because this area of the campus we've essentially converted to be a sub-campus of the university. This is essentially the arts campus of Virginia Wesleyan University. Not only this magnificent facility, but behind it the old Fine Arts Building, which we'll be renovating in the coming months and years, and then Eggleston Hall, which is sort of a corner piece around the back, will be converted into housing for art students. So, much like basketball players and baseball players, they go away to college and they like to hang around with teammates and go to the gym and shoot baskets or go throw the baseball and hit it around a little bit. Right. Art students now will be in the building right next door and can go to the main venues that are important to them.
It surely gives them a place, and for all of you out there that haven't been on campus in a while, you won't recognize the place, and I encourage you to come on back as soon as possible. So staying on the construction theme, in addition to the Goode Center's completion, we've had some other projects, some construction, some updates that are finished and are underway. Could you share some of that?
Right, as I shared with the over 300 people that were here for the dedication on Saturday night, we've had 18 construction projects over the last 4 years on campus, ranging in size from this building and the fabulous Greer Environmental Sciences Center to the Blocker Youth Center to a brand new beacon that we dedicated in place of the bell tower a couple months ago. But it's not stopping now. The renovation of the old Fine Arts building we expect to begin hopefully this summer. We'll be breaking ground in May on Oxford Village, right across from the main entrance on 12 acres of land. It'll be a mixed-use housing complex, 8 buildings, 248 units, a clubhouse, a swimming pool, a bowling alley, all the amenities that modern-day students and beyond are looking for. So this continues to be a period of tremendous growth and prosperity for the university in challenging times for higher education. And we are so thankful to have so many wonderful trustees and donors who have embraced our vision for the future and have enthusiastically supported these projects, which really make a difference in the quality of education for our students.
Absolutely, and makes lunchtime more interesting with that bowling alley. So if anybody wants to challenge, you can email me after this. During our last Facebook Live event, Paul and Julie Morgan asked about parking here on campus.
Right.
What updates can you?
Well, as the Goode Center was being constructed, a smaller parking lot was displaced, and it created parking tension on campus. But we're pleased as this project has developed, financial support has continued to roll in from donors, and one gift was to grow the parking area for not just the Goode Center and the old Fine and Performing Arts Center, but for Bray Village as well. 259 parking spaces have been added, so no longer will there be an excuse that there's no parking anywhere.
There's plenty of space, that's for sure. Our next question comes in from Steve Stamen, father of VWU senior Katie Stamen. He asked, what is Virginia Wesleyan doing to train its students to be entrepreneurs of the future, creating economic growth here in the Tidewater area?
Well, we are a premier university of the liberal arts and sciences. We think that every major on campus, whether it's a pure liberal arts program or a professional studies area, is grounded in the liberal arts. And as a part of that, in our business program, we take exceptional students with exceptional faculty, and we give students the freedom to design some different activities that are of interest and will benefit them. And each year, in recent years, we've had the Marlin Prestige Conference, which is a week-long business management economics conference that is planned by students and executed by students. And they raise money for the program, they recruit speakers, they do crowd generation, go to private academies and high schools in the area to recruit students to come in. And it's just a wonderful week for students to learn by putting a conference together themselves, give them good hands-on experience. But they also have the ability then to recruit CEOs of some of the leading businesses in the area, which gives them an opportunity to interact with them, which creates an ease for them when they're interviewing for jobs later on. And the second component to that, many of the people that come to take part in the Marlin Prestige Conference are CEOs of businesses that the university has a relationship with, whether it is the Port of Virginia or WHRO Radio, Norfolk Southern. We have senior administrators from those organizations who come and present, but they also provide internship opportunities for our students. And I'm a firm believer that at a school like this, every student should be afforded an opportunity to have an internship before they graduate. And it gives them a greater ease when they go into the workforce. It gives them an ability to get that anxiety out of the way before they have that first job, and to get some valuable experience along the way.
Very good.
You don't get that if you look at our private college competitors, and most of our private college competitors in Virginia are in mid-size or rural areas. And what an advantage it is here at Virginia Wesleyan, where we have 100 of the top businesses in the country located in Hampton Roads, and they all reach out to us to provide opportunities, learning opportunities for our students.
Right, they're able to take what they're getting in the classroom and then put it out in the community around here in Hampton Roads. It's great. Elizabeth Allen, class of 97. What were you doing in 1997?
Yeah, I was president at Wesley College in Dover, Delaware. What were you doing?
I was a sophomore in high school. Liz asked if there are any plans for VWU to have a football team in the near future.
No, there isn't. Quite frankly, in this community, we have a number of high-quality football programs at other institutions. And being in the 34th largest metropolitan area in the country, football's available to those who want to watch it. Quality football. And, you know, we are smaller by design, we're rigorous in our academic program, and we're devoting our resources primarily to educating the next crop of leaders in the United States. And we feel that with 22 intercollegiate sports, that it's an athletic department that's of an appropriate size and stature for an institution like Virginia Wesleyan.
That's great. No football right now, Liz, but great question. Professor Emeritus Barry Lipscomb asked if there are any special plans for this year's commencement ceremonies, which will be the 50th in the history of Virginia Wesleyan University.
Well, yes, there is. Actually, we'll be doing graduation outside on the lawn in front of the Greer Environmental Sciences Center. The steps will be the stage area, and we look forward to beautiful weather and a wonderful setting. And we have Elaine Luria, new congresswoman from Virginia, serving as the commencement speaker, and it's extra special. A number of the students in the graduating class served as volunteers for her campaign and take a lot of pride in what she represents, and we're pleased to have the congresswoman with us.
That is fantastic. It's going to be a great event this year. So I know you're as excited as I am for next week's Spring Alumni Weekend. Campus is going to be busy with all sorts of events. What can alums, parents, and current students look forward to?
Well, in particular, there's you know, we don't want to go through item by item and highlight it all.
It's a lot.
But, you know, 2 faculty members who will be retiring after dedicating most of their careers to Virginia Wesleyan, Bob Alberson and Dave Garrity, will be retiring, and there's going to be a celebration for them. So alumni who down through the years relate to those names, who are really, you know, household names in the Virginia Wesleyan community, they'll have an opportunity to visit with them one last time before retirement.
Absolutely. That's one of my favorite events, the fall homecoming and then Spring Alumni Weekend. It really is a great time to come back and see your alma mater. Like I said, you won't recognize the place. All right, back by popular demand, it's our drum roll rapid fire round.
Oh boy.
This is when I ask you a series of highly invasive and personal questions, and you answer them as fast as you possibly can.
Exciting.
You ready? Here we go. Star Trek or Star Wars?
Star Wars.
Ooh, may the force be with you. Sunrise or sunsets?
Oh, definitely sunrise. The glass is always half full, not half empty.
If you could break any world record, which one would you break?
The mile.
Mile, okay. What song best describes your life?
It's only just begun.
We've only just begun. That's a great one. Wow.
Don't quit your day job.
Memories. What was your favorite cartoon growing up?
Roadrunner.
Oh, that's a good one. Meep.
Yeah.
All right, big one now. Auburn, Texas Tech, Michigan State, or Virginia? Who do you have?
Love the job that Tony Bennett has done at the University of Virginia, but as a former season ticket holder at the University of Tennessee, got to go with Bruce Pearl in Auburn.
All
Love
right.
the underdog.
You heard it. Lock it in with Auburn. Final one. What is it a great day for being?
It's always a great day to be a Marlin.
You're right. It always is a great day to be a Marlin. Dr. Miller, as always, it has been an absolute pleasure to sit down with you and spend some time this evening talking about
Jason.
all of the wonderful things happening at Virginia Wesleyan right now. Thank you to all our Marlin fans tuning in for us here on Facebook Live. We hope you've enjoyed yourself. Don't forget, Spring Alumni Weekend is coming up next week, April 12th through 14th. We have Marlin's Day. We have Legally Blonde, which is the first theater production here in the Susan S. Goode Fine and Performing Arts Center. Strikeout Cancer Day. A lot's going to be happening. Stay tuned for our next segment, which will feature Dr. Miller, Dr. Maynard Schaus, incoming Vice President for Academic Affairs, Dr. Travis Malone, Dean of the Susan S. Goode School of Arts and Humanities, and Tina Hill, Executive Director for Intercollegiate Athletics. We'll be right back after this wonderful video from our friends at WHRO, honoring the namesake of this facility, our friend, Susan S. Goode. But first, it's contest time. You ready? We have 2 tickets to give away to the spring theater production of Legally Blonde next week. First person to answer this question while we're at commercial break, just simply type it in there at the bottom of the Facebook Live, wins the first 2 tickets, okay? The question is, what does the S in Susan S. Goode stand for? What does the S in Susan S. Goode stand for? Make sure you type in your answer. Thanks for tuning in, and as always, let's go Marlins.
When our founders identified this 300-acre plot of land to build a campus, little did they know that a corn and soybean field would turn into this magnificent university.
It seems like every 6 weeks there's some new project being announced. There's just so much change for the good that's happening on campus.
I've been fortunate in 4 years here to be blessed with some wonderful Board of Trustees members and donors who have provided generous philanthropic support to fund new initiatives and our vision for the future. Susan got involved in Virginia Wesleyan at a time when there weren't many women in leadership positions or serving on boards of trustees.
She has seen the college transform into a university. Curriculum reform, the adding of master's programs.
To developing an online division, adding an honors college.
All of these have been under Susan's watchful eye.
You can tell every time you see her that she's excited about what these students are learning and what they're a part of. And it's clear that what she really wants to do is just to make sure that they have the absolute best experience possible.
It always says a lot of her generous spirit in the way that she looks at our campus and the true care that she feels for all the students.
Susan asked the right questions, brought the right issues to the forefront, and one of those issues that she's persisted on down through the years was the need for a state-of-the-art fine and performing arts center.
Other than the church where I grew up, my first choral works were because Susan was a singer at Duke University. So it's very appropriate to have this connection all coming back together for the family.
As a liberal arts institution, it's terrific that we now have an iconic structure. And all of this has become a top priority because of the persistence, the vision that Susan has had for this program at Virginia Wesleyan University.
This building is a center of the arts and the humanities. So the girls and I thought that it would be appropriate to have a work of art commissioned as part of the dedication.
Bryce and I were talking the other day about programmatic music, music that is supposed to tell a story. I don't really think in those terms. As I was listening to you rehearse yesterday, the first 2 or 3 minutes, I hear wave after wave after wave, and I was like, oh, well, obviously that was the beach, right? That's one of the really cool things about music is that it can have so many different interpretations. I spent a lot of time thinking about how do I get different groups to sing independently of one another. It's not the sort of thing that, especially large ensembles like this, may be used to performing.
Ready to try it? Yes. Give us the... And.
I hope that the Virginia Wesleyan choirs will be able to use this piece in future performances. Something contemporary and relevant that make them better musicians ultimately.
I have a comment.
Okay.
So when we're singing the second half, when I close my eyes and we're singing about the stars, I see Mrs. Wood and her husband as the 2 stars. And then I see them on Earth and there's like stars surrounding them and that's all they see, that love. That's what I'm feeling. And I've never had a song that made me feel that way and it just makes me feel like one day maybe I could have love like that.
Yeah. That was awesome.
I never thought about that.
I want to say thank you to Mr. and Mrs. Good for giving me the opportunity to share my music with everyone. Thank you so much.
You may not realize the impact of your contributions, but it'll elevate the value of a degree from Virginia Wesleyan University. Thank you so much.
We appreciate the fact that the Goods have made this a priority to give us a facility that's second to none.
Thank you so much for everything you do for Virginia Wesleyan University and for the arts in coastal Virginia.
Our students will think of you fondly for generations to come. Thank you.
I know the students can't wait to perform in the pit orchestra. Thank you so much.
Words cannot express how thankful we are and how much you mean to us, not only now, but in the future to come.
I'm grateful for all of the ways that you've contributed to our campus, for our friendship, and of course, for this splendid facility, which is a fitting tribute to your guiding vision to Virginia Wesleyan University.
Susan, Christina, and Martha, and all of the family hope you will find this work something that both pleases you and has meaning.
Thank you, Susan Goode!
You've now been a part of several important construction projects the last 3 or 4 years. What does that mean to our faculty and to our students?
It gives us a place to do the things that we want to do. The Greer Environmental Sciences Center has been a game changer for us in the sciences, especially because we get to keep our existing facilities in Blocker Hall. So it basically doubled our square footage, enhanced our labs, gave us state-of-the-art technology to teach and to have students engage in research projects with faculty members. So that's been a really exciting thing. And likewise, the Arts Center is going to be a game changer for the theater and music and arts departments. So.
We're sitting here in the Eleanor and Henry Watts Grand Lobby and Gallery, and it's only fitting that we discuss the addition of our 4th academic school, the D. Henry Watts School of Professional Studies. You've played an instrumental role in growing our graduate and online programs. Can you share your thoughts on these and the addition of the Watts School at Virginia Wesleyan?
It's been exciting to see our business faculty help to develop the MBA program, add that on top of an already strong business program, and the growth in that program has even exceeded my expectations. It's been really, really phenomenal. I've been excited about the faculty that have stepped up to help develop courses, both in the MBA program and our degree completion programs. And for me personally as an educator, one of the most exciting things is when faculty tell me learning to do this, to develop and teach online courses, has exposed me to new technologies, and it changes the way that I teach my face-to-face courses. We want all of our programs to be academically rigorous, and we want all of them to have that same level of excitement. So it's exciting to me when faculty use that as an opportunity to change kind of business as usual and improve their courses.
So last summer, our traditional students experienced their first summer session online. I understand you've expanded offerings this year.
Absolutely.
So the traditional residential students here during the year can go to their homes in Maine or Michigan and still take classes from their regular professors?
Absolutely. We like to have them on campus, but we realize a lot of them want to go home over the summer, and they have the opportunity to take classes from Virginia Wesleyan through our online portal.
Terrific. Travis, you had a special night on Saturday, the grand opening and the dedication. Now this magnificent facility is finally open. What can we expect programmatically?
Programmatically, we'll see expansion of our programs to include not only our normal concert series and faculty events, but also this center produces a multifunctional facility for all of campus. So we will have guest lectures. We're going to host 2 conferences in the month of May as well as part of this grand facility, Honors Society inductions, as well as a number of other special events for the campus. So while this is a building that is dedicated to the arts as well, but it is a building for the entirety of our campus community that provides a nexus for the campus to interact with the community as well as the larger coastal Virginia region.
As we've shared previously, our plan for the Goode Center was not to build the biggest facility in the area, but to build the best. And we feel like it's supplemented with some other premier facilities in the area. Can you talk about how our mission in the arts and humanities and some of the other organizations near campus support that for our students?
Absolutely. So our arts students interact with the community on a regular basis, whether it's at Town Center with the Sandler Center and several other theaters, Ziders American Dream Theater, as well as downtown in Norfolk with the Chrysler Center. We've had students that have worked up at the Hampton Arts Facility, as well as far out to Suffolk Cultural community center. But our reach doesn't just expand to the coastal Virginia region. We have interns and students that have gone to work all over the country while they're students here. So we've sought to provide the community with the best arts experience, but also our students the best access to the most premier training and facility, not only here on our campus, but across the community as well.
You and I visited this morning with the Ziders Theater, and to hear how what we're doing here complements their work there, and to just be 4 miles from our campus, another amazing venue that's available to our students.
It is, and both of us are very indebted to helping build new works for the community, new voices, and helping expand the access to really great performance and theater and expressions of artistic work that are not always provided in other metropolitan regions.
Terrific, thank you. Tina, spring sports in full swing. We hear the noise over behind my shoulder. The Hampton-Sydney, Virginia Wesleyan heated lacrosse rivalry down through the years is at fever pitch, I can hear. Tell us a little bit, softball is going for their 3rd straight national championship. Talk a little bit about your first year here and also spring sports.
Well, it's been a great year. Everybody has been quite welcoming, and it's an exciting time to be here, particularly in the spring. We've got the most number of our sports engaged in competition, so it keeps me out of trouble and busy. But they're doing terrific. We're very proud of their success they've had so far. Overall, everybody has a winning season in their overall record as well as within the league. Our individual sports and golf is doing quite well, and even our track teams, they are breaking records both within the league, and we have a regionally ranked relay team as well. And as we discuss our softball program in particular, they've been ranked #1 in the country for numerous weeks, and they're going to continue to be strong this spring, and we're looking forward to seeing how well they do, and let's hope we get that 3rd. No pressure.
You have some new facilities also. Talk a little bit about the Town Bank Park and the Betty S. Rogers Track and Field Center. We're going to be hosting a special event there next year.
Next year, we cannot wait to host our conference championship. That will be in late April, so we will be busy, and hopefully we'll host a meet in advance of that so we know we're fully ready to go. And the Town Bank facility is magnificent and the envy of the teams that come to campus. And so we hope that brings us a lot of luck and continued success, and it's beautiful. It is state of the art.
We now have a facility that's fitting of a team that has won back-to-back national championships.
Absolutely, and it was a labor of love of Coach Elliott, and the players are just enjoying it immensely, and your work involved with that and helping the planning's been outstanding.
And our thanks to our friends at Town Bank for providing the lead gift for that project.
Absolutely.
Talk a little bit. We have a phenomenal female athlete here in Hannah Hull, who her freshman year, she was the National Player of the Year. Her sophomore year, she was the National Player of the Year. What does that mean to a program? She's here for her junior year, and she's 16-1 with a .37 earned run average. What's that mean to the department, to the program, to the school?
Well, it's interesting you ask that question, given that it is D3 week, NCAA D3 week, and we celebrate the successes not only of our programs but individuals. And Hannah is a perfect example of what makes Division III so fantastic. She's incredibly humble with her accomplishments, not only on the field but in the classroom. She's a teammate that people want to be a part of her program, and she sets a fantastic example for our younger classmen in particular about how do you manage success, how do you manage struggles, how do you manage your classroom and do well in what I consider your full-time job first, and then be very competitive and successful out in their field or pool, whatever they might be competing in. She's the poster child, if you will, for Division III athletics.
And talking earlier about entrepreneurial opportunities for students, she'll be interning this summer at Norfolk Southern.
I can't wait to hear about her experience, and hopefully she'll open the door for students in the future to continue good work.
Terrific young lady. We're proud of her. Well, we're out of time. I want to thank you so much to our audience for watching. Mark your calendars for Spring Alumni Weekend, April 12th through the 14th. We hope you visit often and stay involved with the life of the institution. Again, a reminder, if we didn't get to your questions, we will respond to you by email. Just drop us an email, send the question to officeofthepresident@vwu.edu, and we'll get to you within the next day or two. And as always, it's a great day to be a Marlin. Maynard, Travis, Tina, thank you for joining us for this part of the program. And to our viewers, thank you again for following Ask Me Anything.